Alright guys, here we have the Klamath Tail Pack that's offered from Giant Loop Moto, and been currently using this pack for a couple of months now and have put 1,000+ miles on this pack, and I've really enjoyed using it. And we're just going to talk about a few of the things that I really like about this pack. First of all, you'll notice it's got adjustable straps here and buckles. They allow you to adjust the tension of the cover or lid. It's kind of like a clam shape design where you have a top and a bottom. They're adjustable straps. Also, you have the bungee cord system here to strap down some extra gear. There's also this little pouch here in the back. What I'd like to see here, I'd like to see this have some kind of flap over it, a zipper or some kind of fold over flap. I like this little thing. I've shoved a couple things in there. At times I don't feel comfortable that they're going to stay in there riding over rough terrain, but you know, just a thought. It works, but like I said, maybe just I'd like to see something just a little different to secure that. And but it's got the reflective striping material on it that works really well. It really shows up at night when the lights are hitting it. And as you can see, this thing is designed to sit on a rack and be mounted to a rack or even to a fender. It's got these hooks with some webbing, and as you can see, I just dropped them down, routed them around the frame of the rack, and attached them to the bottom of the fender. Now, if you got a rack that has grab points or some little slots or something like that, these hooks will fit right in there, but you can see it works just fine securing it to the fender. Even if you don't have a rack, this tail pack will actually mount to the fender itself and secure itself nicely. Hey guys, thanks for joining us once again. And you saw the intro of the video where we were talking a little bit about the Klamath Tail Pack from Giant Loop Moto, and we got it washed up and got it off the bike, and we're going to take a little closer look at it. So if you'll stick around, we'll dive a little deeper into this tail pack and take a little closer look at it, talk about some of the things we like about it, some things we'd like to see as far as maybe an improvement or just an enhancement. But overall, really satisfied with this tail pack. It has served every bit of our purpose. Like I said earlier, we got over 1,000 miles of use currently, and this is the first time it's been off the bike, and haven't done anything special to care for it other than washing it with soap and water, taking the top off to let it dry, air dry, and that's about it. But stick around, let's take a closer look. Alright guys, we got the Klamath pack cleaned and washed. We got it off the bike, and now we're going to take a little bit closer look at it. But first, let's talk about the care of this product. Haven't done anything special. This is the first time it's been off the bike in 1,000 miles, and we do have it mounted on a street legal WR450 that we ride all over in Tennessee and North Georgia with. And this pack has been really nice to us and served us well, carrying a lot of our extra parts and tools. But anyways, this is the first time it's been off the bike in 1,000 miles. So we're going to take a little look at it and see if we can find anything that could be of an issue or a problem. First, let's talk about these straps here. You can see the straps here that I have in my left hand. These straps on this particular bike, once this is mounted onto the rear rack, these straps go down, and there's a cross member here on the subframe, and we'll just attach these straps to it and kind of snug it up. And what that allows, if this pack was to come loose or for some reason get jarred, or the rack itself breaks or whatever it may be, this will keep the tail pack from getting separated from your motorcycle, enduro bike, adventure bike, whatever it may be. Allow you to stop, recover the pack, reattach it, and so forth. So that works really well. In 1,000 miles of various terrain over North Georgia and into Tennessee, Haven't had any issues with the pack coming loose, so very pleased about that. Also, here's the straps with hooks. Now, depending, like I said earlier, depending on what kind of rack you have, these hooks can actually fall down into a slot and provide the anchor point that you need. But on this particular bike and this particular rack, we actually we go down in around the railing of the rack and attach it straight to the fender, which you can do, and it works great. In 1,000 miles, these webbing straps have no abrasion, no tears, no signs of any threads coming loose. These steel hooks are coated, keep them from, you know, marring up anything. If you did have a painted rack or something, in this case we've got an aluminum rack, they're not marring up the fenders or anything there, so that's nice. This is a two-piece tail pack, as the top comes off of it, and as you can see inside the tail pack, you can see our buckles. Of course, these webbings pass through some little slots in the bottom, and you run them through those buckles and you cinch it down. You can see the Velcro here. This thing comes with a divider, so you can divide the compartments up. As soon as we got the tail pack, tuck the divider through it in the top of the toolbox. We don't use it. We like the full open compartment, and that's what we use. It's got a nice little hook here for hooking maybe your keychains or anything that you can secure there. Also, the lid, the cover, has a nice compartment on the inside, on the roof of the cover. It's got a zipper. It's a heavy-duty webbing material. This stores a lot of stuff. You can really shove a lot of stuff in there. Also, what I really like about this tail pack is the fact that, one, it's two pieces, and this flap back here is flexible, pliable, and it's got the elastic straps. What this allows us to do, if for some reason we want to overpack this thing, or we got some extra stuff to put in there, we can overpack this. We can adjust this strap to secure this lid down, or maybe we're running just a couple of things in there. This will allow us to actually cinch the lid down all the way completely. So this tail pack, the top of it is adjustable. You can kind of move it up and down depending on how much cargo that you place inside of it. Okay, so that works really well. Giant Loop Moto advertises this bag to be adventure proof, not 100% waterproof, and they're probably correct there, but haven't had any issues with getting water inside this tail pack. We did a 3-hour rain ride just last weekend, and everything inside the pack stayed nice and dry. Didn't have any issues. I've washed the bike with all my gear in there and haven't had any problems either. So it's definitely adventure proof, and I wouldn't be afraid to throw my stuff in here and venture out and go hit some creek crossings, get caught in the rain. Not a problem. Another feature I really like about this is that, you know, for an enduro bike such as our WR, you know, you don't have necessarily the most storage space or cargo space available on the bike, and you don't want to pack it down real heavy, because again, that takes away some of the reasons why we ride enduro bikes, and the reason that they're street legal is we want to pack the necessities, and we want to keep the bike light, nimble, and we want to go have fun. So that's what this tail pack offers. It offers a way to store some tools, some spare parts, some of the necessities, snacks, keep the load somewhat light, and keep the bike able to keep that nimble feel for you, that off-road feel, for the whole reason we ride enduro bikes. But it's a really great product, and Giant Loop Moto has done their work on this one. You can actually use it on enduro bikes, adventure bikes, street bikes, whether that's a sport bike, something of that nature. I'll soon be putting this on a KLR 650 and giving it some more uses there. Now we're going to take a little closer look and see what we typically carry in this Klamath tail pack. And you know, of course that changes per ride sometimes, just depending on what you think you may need. Sometimes you add stuff, sometimes you take away stuff. So let's take a look and see what we typically pack for a day up in North Georgia mountains, Tennessee, and so forth. So first couple things, let's go ahead and we'll just take this top piece off. As you can see inside here, as I mentioned earlier, we keep a few things in here. Safety wire, you never know when you're going to need that stuff. It's got some fuses. Actually had to stop and buy these one day at an auto parts store because I blew a fuse on the bike. So that's just a couple things we keep in there. Inside the main compartment, going to be a variety, a couple different things. We got these little buckles we like to keep. Some Matrix Concepts buckles, very strong webbing. It's just a pull through buckle. You never know when you might need to secure something a little more than what you normally have, so we just keep those just in case somebody needs them. You never know. I like to keep an extra couple little bungee cords. Never know when you might need an extra couple little bungee cords just to secure gear. Stuff's lightweight, doesn't cost you anything as far as weight or any type of performance to carry those. These actually acquired these Allen wrenches one day. We actually got into town, had a bike problem, and we needed some, so we actually bought these at an auto parts store. So also spare gloves. It's good to have just dry gloves available, and last weekend it was very helpful having a pair of dry gloves when we were riding in the rain. Next is our tool roll, our tool kit. Keep a variety of things inside here. This is constantly changing, but some tie straps, got extra nuts and bolts, some sockets, keep your basic wrenches, some pliers, things of that nature. This has already came in handy twice, so that's good. And also keep a spare rear tube. We have another giant loop moto bag that we keep up on the front fender that we keep a front tube in. So that's typically what we carry in this bag. As you can see, it holds a pretty good amount of gear. And that's about all we got for you today. We're going to go ahead and get out of here and get this stuff packaged back up and get this bike cleaned up and get it ready to go again. But down in the description area, I'll put some links and some detail specs about the Klamath Tail Pack, and make sure you check out Giant Loop Moto. Thank you.